Welcome back. Abraham Lincoln famously once said, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." Well, from the looks of it, the Democrats might want to take some advice from Honest Abe. Here's what Bernie Sanders, the runner-up for the 2016 Democratic presidential nomination, had to say about the Democrats over the weekend.
The current model and the current strategy of the Democratic Party is an absolute failure. Democratic Party needs fundamental change. The Democratic Party must finally understand which side it is on.
Senator Sanders, of course, lost to Hillary Clinton, who spent over $1 billion just to come up short against President Trump. Ms. Clinton's spending priorities during the campaign still have many Democrats upset.
The Hillary Clinton campaign did not spend their money on white workers, and they did not spend their money on people of color. They spent it on themselves. Let's be honest. They took $1 billion, $1 billion, $1 billion, and set it on fire and called it a campaign. You need to give the money back to the people, period.
All right, so truth bombs.
Yes, truth bombs it is. You know, the media was so focused on the alt-right and the friction going on during the campaign that they conveniently overlooked the alt-left, which is fundamentally anti-speech. You're seeing that on campus.
Yes.
Pro-radical, they'll excuse any behavior.
Alt-left. And
then you see Bernie Sanders, you know, this is a guy who called for, you know, a religious test on Christians during the confirmation hearing of Russell Voigt. He actually called for a religious test. So where are all the brave souls who condemned the travel ban to stop terrorists from coming here, but are okay with evangelicals not being allowed to be in office? The election of Trump was a political earthquake for both parties, and it told both parties that anything is possible. It's more upsetting to the Democrats because they went with a safe, miserable bet. They were the ones who didn't take the risk, and they had the risk in front of them, and they probably could have won
with Bernie.
No, maybe with somebody else. Maybe with a Jim Webb. I don't know.
I don't know.
But that's going in a totally different direction than what Bernie and many of the people on the left, and that is a growing part of the Democratic Party is the leftist piece. So I don't think they're going to actually go for a Jim Webb, though they. No,
I know it was an absurd comment.
But if you look at someone like Rahm Emanuel, who in 2006, one of the ways he was able to take back the majorities in the House was he recruited moderate, pro-gun, pro-life Democrats in order to run and win. But now there's that tension with the party. And Bernie Sanders is like the men going around the battlefield bayoneting the wounded of their own side. Because he's making sure that they are going to have problems going throughout. They are in a position where they could actually try to win some of these seats in 2018. But I think that this tension will cause the Democrats even more problems. And then you have people like Elizabeth Warren, the senator from Massachusetts, who is very polarizing. This is not, I don't think that this is their answer back to winning. They are not going to be able to put forward any policies unless they win some elections, and these people are not the answer.
No, and so, Jesse, it's really unbelievable when you see this shift in the country with this alt-left and how vicious and visceral they are. They don't want to hear anyone else's viewpoint, just rampant discrimination against anybody who does not believe exactly what they think, and they will impugn bad motives and thoughts and intentions. And if you support Republican or you're pro the president or pro-Trump, then they say you're racist, you're sexist, you're a bigot, all-around bad person that doesn't deserve to have a voice or speak an opinion.
You're right. They're so fringe.
Judging.
You have the Black Lives Matter people. You have the Open Borders people. You have the Occupy Wall Street wing of the Democratic Party. But that's where the energy and the ideas are. And that's the problem with the Democratic Party, because you do have some responsible Democrats who are more mainstream, part of the Washington establishment, kind of more pro-Wall Street, and they can maybe win elections and raise money, but they can't get out the vote and they can't drive any voter excitement. So what they need to do is see if they can galvanize a good-looking, reasonably intelligent person that can kind of rally the party and speak.
He's thinking of himself.
Why am I giving the Democrats advice anyway? I don't even know what I'm doing. But
take it back, Jesse. Tell me you're kidding.
You know, I take it back. Run, Bernie.
Katy Perry.
No, but they need to get to kitchen table issues, back to Obamacare, back to college tuition, and back to wages, and maybe even go along with some of the Trump agenda, because if you kind of cater to independents, that's how Democrats win elections.
Jesse, let him run somebody from the Antifa, okay?
Sorry.
Boy, you'd never know that Trump is down there in the 30s in terms of approval. You never know that listening here. But I would say this.
It was down on election day, too.
Well, no, remember, remember, there's such big divides among Republicans, especially people who are never Trumpers and Trumpers, and they want to go out.
Segment about the Democrats?
But I'm just saying, no, because the way you guys are talking, there's only division among Democrats. But let me just say this. There's a big congressional race in Georgia featuring a Democrat who right now has a slight lead, but it's very slight, John Ossoff. Ossoff is running pretty much along the lines that you've described as sort of non-ideological, reasonable, wanting to reach out to people and say, you know what, we got to do better about our environment, we got to do better about educating our children, things that everybody can come to.
He's not a Bernie guy.
He is not a Bernie guy, and guess what? He has raised a record amount of money. Unlike what happened in Montana, what happened in Kansas, now you see the party gravitating to him, and I think not what we just saw from Bernie Sanders, not the single payer, not the kind of militant, angry,
He just showed up on the scene. They think they have a chance to win there. That's why the money is piling in.
That's what I'm saying.
They need a win, not because he's so revolutionary or inspiring. I mean, people just met the guy. All right, ahead, Ivanka Trump sits